Have you ever looked at an older couple, maybe walking hand in hand through a quiet park, smiling at each other like it's still their first date, and wondered how they've managed to keep that connection alive? You see the way they lean into one another, the way they laugh at little things, and you think, how are they still so full of life, even now? Because if you're being honest, you've probably felt that slow fading in yourself or someone close to you. The energy dips a little more each year, the warmth between partners starts to cool, and suddenly, those simple moments of closeness, whether it's holding hands or sharing a quiet touch, start to feel like distant memories. It's not just about aging. It's about wondering if a part of your life is slipping away, and whether anything can be done about it. The truth is, so many people over 60 start to feel this decline. Not just in their health, but in their sense of intimacy, connection, and confidence. And most of the time, they accept it. They believe it's just how life goes. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be that way? What if you could bring back that vitality, that spark, not with complicated medications or unrealistic routines, but with something as simple and natural as the food you eat? See, certain vegetables, yes, the ones you've walked past in the grocery store 100 times. Hold quiet, powerful secrets. They've been shown to improve blood flow, increase energy, support hormone balance, and even rekindle the kind of intimacy many people thought was long gone. These aren't expensive superfoods or rare herbs from halfway across the world. They're real, whole foods you can start using today. And once you understand what they do in your body, especially after 60, you may start to feel a shift not just in how you move, but in how you connect. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 4 incredible vegetables that can support healthy circulation and help reignite intimacy as you age. And let me tell you, number 4 is something most people would never guess, but it's one of the most quietly powerful ingredients I've ever seen. So before we go any further, I want to invite you to be part of this conversation. If you believe that growing older doesn't mean giving up on connection or desire, if you still believe in the power of love, energy, and closeness at any age, go ahead and comment down below, still growing strong. Let's fill that comment section with stories and voices from people who know that aging can still be beautiful. And if this kind of wisdom speaks to your heart, if you want to keep learning how to care for your body and your relationships with grace and dignity, then go ahead and subscribe to Elders Wisdom Institute, where we believe that with age comes not just wisdom, but second chances. Now take a deep breath, and let's begin this journey together. Now take a deep breath, and let's begin this journey together. Let's start with one of the most surprising, yet powerful vegetables for circulation and intimacy after 60, beets. I want you to picture this. An 82-year-old grandfather, quiet strength in his step, still walking hand in hand with his wife every morning. Not because he's trying to prove something, not to keep up appearances, but simply because he still can. While others his age struggle with fatigue or joint stiffness, he's out there, making memories. His secret? Every morning, without fail, he drinks a simple homemade beet smoothie. Now, that might sound too easy. But there's real science behind it. Beets are what some doctors quietly call nature's nitric oxide factory. They're packed with naturally occurring nitrates, compounds that your body converts into nitric oxide, which helps relax and widen blood vessels. And when your blood vessels are open and flowing freely, everything improves. You feel more energized. Your heart doesn't have to work as hard. And perhaps most importantly, circulation reaches the areas that keep your sense of connection, both emotional and physical, alive and well. You see, after 60, blood flow doesn't always work the way it used to. You might feel colder hands, slower recovery, or even dips in your desire to be close with someone. And that's often not about aging, it's about circulation. When blood doesn't flow efficiently, intimacy becomes more difficult. Both physically and emotionally. That's where beets quietly shine. They help the body remember what it feels like to be alive, truly alive, from head to toe. But here's where many people go wrong. They avoid beets entirely. Some don't like their earthy taste. Others worry about their sugar content, assuming they're too sweet or might spike blood sugar. But here's the truth: in moderation, beets are incredibly heart-healthy and gentle on your system. And there are creative, enjoyable ways to include them without forcing yourself to chew down a plate of boiled beet cubes. Try roasting them with olive oil and herbs until they're sweet and tender. Toss them into salads with walnuts and feta. Or better yet, blend them into a morning smoothie with some lemon and a touch of ginger. It adds a beautiful color and an even better benefit. You can even make beet hummus, smooth, flavorful, and packed with that same circulation-boosting magic. And once your blood starts flowing better, you might notice your skin looking brighter, your energy coming back, and yes, even that part of your connection with your partner starting to gently return. It's not magic, it's just nature doing what it was designed to do. But of course, beets aren't the only gift from the garden that supports your body in such a powerful way. Let's move to something that's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. A vegetable you've likely cooked with countless times, but maybe never fully understood its quiet power. Let's talk about the humble garlic and what it's doing behind the scenes to support not just your circulation, but your entire heart. Let's talk about a leafy green that doesn't get nearly enough credit for what it does beneath the surface: spinach. I remember a conversation with a woman in her mid-60s. She had been widowed for years, quietly navigating life with strength and grace, but she once admitted something that caught me off guard. She said, "I thought feeling connected, or even feeling like a woman again, was just behind me. But I started eating better, adding more spinach, among other things, and one day, I just felt young again. Not in a silly way. I just felt alive. Open. Light on my feet." And I believed her. Because spinach, as simple as it looks on your plate, carries an incredible set of benefits that directly impact circulation, intimacy, and energy, especially as we grow older. At the heart of its magic is magnesium, a mineral many people over 60 are unknowingly deficient in. Magnesium plays a critical role in hundreds of processes in your body, but when it comes to intimacy, its role is especially powerful. For men, magnesium helps maintain healthy levels of testosterone, one of the key hormones behind desire, energy, and confidence. And for both men and women, it supports smooth muscle relaxation and improved blood flow to the organs that matter most for connection. But here's what many people misunderstand. They think the challenges of aging intimacy come down to hormones alone. That everything fading must be a result of testosterone or estrogen dropping. But the real story? More often, it's about nutrient deficiencies and poor circulation. When blood can't flow freely, when your cells aren't nourished, when your tissues aren't receiving what they need, intimacy suffers. Emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And spinach steps in quietly to help restore that balance. Now, some folks shy away from it. They remember it from childhood, overcooked, mushy, tasteless. But spinach doesn't have to be that way. In fact, it's one of the easiest greens to work with once you understand its flexibility. You can toss a handful of fresh spinach into your morning smoothie. It blends well and adds a gentle green boost without any bitterness. Stir it into omelets, soups, or stews. Or one of my personal favorites, lightly saute it in olive oil with a little garlic and sea salt. It wilts in just minutes, and you've got a heart-healthy, circulation-loving side dish that pairs with almost any meal. It's small steps like these, simple, nourishing choices, that begin to breathe life back into areas we thought were lost. And often, it's not just the body that benefits, it's the connection between two people. When you feel well, you connect better. You show up more fully. You remember how beautiful it is to be close. But we're not done yet. There's a root vegetable that's been used for centuries in traditional medicine to boost stamina, vitality, and emotional endurance, especially for people in their later years. It's been praised in ancient cultures and is now backed by modern science for what it does to the aging body and spirit. Let's talk about sweet potatoes, and why they might be one of the best-kept secrets for energy, mood, and meaningful connection. Now let's turn to a tiny vegetable with mighty power, garlic. In a quiet village tucked away in the hills of southern Italy, I once heard a story from a man in his late 80s. Still sharp, still strong, still smiling at his wife like they'd just fallen in love. When asked about the secret to their long, healthy life together, he chuckled and pointed to the bowl of garlic soup steaming on the table. "This," he said with a wink, "keeps our hearts warm and the fire lit." It sounds simple, even a little quaint, but there's a deep truth buried in that soup. Garlic, often seen as just a flavoring in dishes, is actually one of nature's most powerful healers. Especially for your heart, your circulation, and yes, even your sense of connection and performance in later years. You see, garlic does something remarkable inside the body. When you crush it, a compound called allicin is released. This powerful natural chemical helps reduce blood pressure, supports the cleaning of plaque from arteries, and, much like beets, it boosts nitric oxide levels. That means your blood vessels relax, your blood flows better, and oxygen gets delivered to your muscles, organs, and yes, even those quiet areas that play a big role in intimacy. For many, garlic becomes a gentle reset. It supports the cardiovascular system, helps the body relax, and quietly increases the kind of energy that doesn't come from caffeine, but from real, deep wellness. But here's where the mistake happens. Too often, garlic is treated like a background ingredient. Something you toss in for a bit of taste and forget about. But the healing power of garlic shines most when it's raw or only lightly cooked. Here's a simple, timeless tip: crush a clove of raw garlic and let it sit for about 10 minutes before using it. That waiting period allows the allicin to fully activate. After that, you can mix it with a spoonful of raw honey for a surprisingly pleasant, immune-boosting blend, or stir it into olive oil and drizzle it over your food. Not only does it enhance your meals, but it strengthens your body from the inside out. Now, I get it, not everyone wants to bite into raw garlic. But the key here isn't to eat a mountain of it, it's consistency. A little each day, even just a half clove crushed and mixed into your salad dressing or morning toast, can go a long way in keeping your heart open, your vessels healthy, and your energy humming. And again, it's not just about physical function. When your circulation improves, your mood often lifts. You become more present, more engaged, more willing to reach out, to hold a hand, to laugh longer, to stay close. Garlic might not look like much on the outside, but it's been quietly sustaining the lives and love stories of elders around the world for centuries. And now, we come to the final vegetable on our list. It's not as famous as beets or spinach, and it's certainly not something you'd expect to help with intimacy or stamina. But for many elders, especially in traditional Eastern communities, this particular vegetable is known as a natural energy booster, helping the body fight fatigue and rediscover its spark. Let's reveal the final secret, maca root, and how it may hold the key to a revitalized spirit after 60. Now here's a story that might make you smile. There was a couple I met some years back, both in their early 70s, still full of laughter, still flirting like high school sweethearts. When I asked them their secret, the husband leaned in with a mischievous grin and said, "It's the celery. We nibble on it together every afternoon, keeps the spark alive." At first, I thought he was just being cheeky. But the truth is, he wasn't wrong. Celery, that humble, crunchy green stick that most people think of as diet food, or something to scoop peanut butter with, is actually one of the most quietly powerful vegetables for energy, balance, and even intimacy. Let's break it down. Celery is rich in two naturally occurring compounds, androstenone and androstenol. These are part of the pheromone family, the very substances that influence attraction and chemistry between people. When you eat celery, these compounds enter your bloodstream and can subtly elevate how you feel and how others respond to you. It might sound a bit whimsical, but science is starting to catch up with what elders have whispered about for generations. But that's just the beginning. Celery is also a powerful circulation enhancer. It contains natural nitrates, much like beets, which help open up blood vessels and improve blood flow. This is essential, not just for heart health, but for maintaining a steady level of energy, emotional presence, and yes, physical connection. And here's something else most folks don't realize: celery is incredibly hydrating. It's made up of over 90% water, but with a bonus. It's also rich in electrolytes like potassium and sodium in just the right balance. This helps keep your body's cells well-nourished and your muscles firing efficiently, which is especially important as we age and our hydration levels dip without us noticing. Now, one of the biggest misconceptions about celery is that it's just water with no nutritional value. But that couldn't be further from the truth. What it lacks in flashiness, it makes up for in consistent, quiet support. Like a best friend who's always there, keeping things in balance. So, how do you work celery into your day without it becoming a boring chore? Here's a few ways elders I know enjoy it. Celery sticks with almond butter, a perfect afternoon pick-me-up that supports both your heart and your energy. Fresh celery juice, blended with a bit of green apple and cucumber, makes for a refreshing tonic that fuels you gently without caffeine. Chopped celery in stews, soups, or stir-fries. Adding both texture and subtle flavor, all while nourishing your body from the inside out. And just like that, this underappreciated vegetable becomes a regular part of your wellness routine, supporting not just your physical health, but your emotional closeness, your lightness of being, and the very human desire to feel alive and seen, no matter what age you are. So what do all these vegetables, beets, spinach, garlic, and celery, have in common? They're not fads. They're not expensive. They're not locked behind some supplement label. They're simple, natural, and often overlooked solutions that hold the power to transform how you feel after 60. Because here's the truth: growing older doesn't mean growing distant from joy, from connection, or from each other. With a little knowledge and a handful of nourishing choices, vitality can return. And not just to your body, but to your relationships, your conversations, and your everyday moments of touch, laughter, and love. Now, let's take a deeper breath and step into the heart of what this really means for you, for your loved ones, and for the path ahead. Let's pause for a moment. Because if you've made it this far into the video, chances are this topic touches something real in your life. Maybe you've noticed a shift in yourself or in someone you love. A slowing down. A sense of distance growing in places where connection used to come easy. Maybe your energy just isn't what it used to be. Or maybe you and your partner don't share the same closeness you once did, even though the love is still there. And I want to say this clearly. That's not your fault. It's not theirs either. It's just part of life. Aging can feel like it sneaks up on you, quietly stealing little things at first. The long walks. The playful touches. The spontaneous laughter over dinner. Intimacy begins to fade, and sometimes no one talks about it, they just feel it, in the silence between moments. It can be heartbreaking, can't it? Watching someone you care about, maybe your spouse, your lifelong companion, struggle with fatigue, or sit quietly when they used to glow with liveliness. You might even feel helpless at times, wishing you could bring back that spark. Wishing there was something, anything, you could do. But here's the truth that doesn't get said enough: aging doesn't have to mean disconnection. In fact, for so many elders, this season of life brings a deeper connection. A wiser love, a gentler kind of intimacy that goes beyond the surface. But the body still matters. Your energy still matters. Blood flow, hormones, nutrients, they are the physical roots that keep emotional and physical closeness alive. When you care for your body, even with something as simple as a change in diet, you're telling yourself and your partner, we still matter. This relationship still matters. There is still more life to live together. So don't get overwhelmed thinking you need to overhaul everything. That's not what this is about. Start small. Pick one of the vegetables we talked about today. Just one. Add it to your next meal. Be intentional about it. Observe how it makes you feel over the next few days. Does your energy shift? Do your moods lift a little? Do you feel more open, more alive, more connected? You might be surprised. Because the smallest acts of care often bring the greatest results. And let me tell you something else, it's never too late. It's never too late to rediscover closeness. It's never too late to nourish your body and feel better than you have in years. It's never too late to share a meaningful moment, one touch, one laugh, one loving glance across the room. Sometimes, it all begins with what's on your plate. Not a magic pill. Not a complicated treatment plan. Just food. Real food. Grown from the earth. Passed down through generations. Quietly carrying the wisdom of centuries, waiting to remind you that your health is still yours to nurture. So take a breath. You're not losing anything. You're learning a new way to hold on tighter, to life, to love, and to the years that still stretch beautifully ahead. So, let's take a moment to gently revisit what we've discovered together today. We explored beets, the bold, deep red root that quietly nourishes your blood vessels and energizes your heart. Then came spinach, humble and green, lifting your hormones, circulation, and even your spirit. We walked through the healing aroma of garlic, a powerful natural cleanser that keeps your heart young and your energy flowing. And finally, the crisp and crunchy celery, underestimated by many. Yet quietly nurturing your libido, your hydration, and that spark of connection so many think is lost with age. Each of these vegetables carries a quiet wisdom. They don't shout. They don't demand. But when welcomed into your daily routine, they work in the background, restoring what time has gently dimmed. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these vegetables have you already welcomed into your meals? Was it the deep warmth of roasted beets? A spinach omelette to start your morning? Or maybe garlic cinnamon in your favorite dish? Or perhaps you have your own secret, a family recipe, a passed down tip from a parent or grandparent that's helped you or someone you love stay connected and vibrant over the years. Share it in the comments below. Because this isn't just a channel, it's a community. And your wisdom, your story, could be the light that guides someone else. And if this video made you pause, if it made you think, maybe there's still more I can do to feel connected, to feel alive, then let's stay connected. Give this video a gentle thumbs up, not for me, but for yourself, for taking a step toward better health, deeper love, and graceful aging. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to Elders Wisdom Institute. We're not here to preach. We're here to walk with you. To bring you simple, trusted, and soulful insights that make these later years the richest ones yet. So thank you. Truly. Thank you for spending your time with us today. Stay curious. Stay connected. And above all, stay full of life. Because age isn't an ending. It's a doorway into a deeper kind of living. Until next time, this is Elders Wisdom Institute, where we believe age is just the beginning.